It is a pleasure for me to have this interview with you. I'm going to start by having the simple question, what brought you in Albania?
Well, first of all, Happy New Year. And Happy New Year to the people of Albania who follow our Prophet Muhammad, Allah's blessings be upon him. On this night we say goodbye to the year 1444, and we say welcome to the year 1445. I am happy to be in Albania because in Albania you have Christians and you have Muslims. And one of the missions in my life is to try to bring friendship and fraternity and eventually alliance between Muslims and Christians. But let me first remind the viewing audience that there are two kinds of Christians. There are those Christians who follow Jesus, the Son of Mary, and they are my brothers and sisters. And there are others who follow a fellow called Santa Claus. And those Christians today are so misguided that a man can marry another man and get a marriage certificate, something which should horrify all Albanians, Christians and Muslims who have their hearts in the right place. So because you have Christians and Muslims in this country, and they appear to be living fraternally, I am here to help to encourage greater friendship and alliance, because there are those who don't want us to be friends.
I'm pretty sure you've followed the news, but since you are in Europe, I would like an opinion from you. Shay, how do you find the latest changes, events, for instance, the war in Ukraine, and what is, in your point of view, bringing what you call the end of the days?
The religion of Islam, as it has come from Prophet Muhammad, Allah's blessings be upon him, as well as the religion which has come from Jesus, the Messiah, is a religion in which war is allowed only when it is a just war. And if Russia had not intervened in Ukraine, then the plan was to destroy Russia. If they don't understand that, they should go back to school.
So you say it's either one of them?
Those who are criticizing and condemning Russia, if they don't understand that the plan in Ukraine, starting with the color revolution in 2014, which was an act of monstrous evil, in which a government which was friendly to Russia was replaced in an evil way with a government which is hostile to the Russian people and to the Russian state, and today they're reaping the fruits of that color revolution.
Why do you say hostile?
Russia had to intervene in order to save herself from destruction. So Russia is waging a just war in Ukraine, and no one can possibly challenge that truth. Russia is waging a just war in Ukraine, and the only one who would challenge that are those who are slaves of the Western world, slaves of NATO. And my language is straight, and my words are like bullets, because the time is now late. And modern Western civilization is now riding out into the sunset. Modern Western civilization's day on the stage of the world is now coming to an end. And 300 years of oppression, relentless oppression, all over the world our people have suffered because of the West. It's now coming to an end.
How can you tell that it is the end?
Because our Prophet has spoken more than anyone else has ever spoken in history. That history will not continue indefinitely. Only those who have no religion would believe that this can last forever. But those who have truth would know that history had a beginning and history will have an end. And the most important event remaining to occur in history is one that every Christian and every Muslim agree upon. And your Christian audience here in Albania would be happy to hear that this is also the Muslim view, and they can't change it in Washington. And that is that the most important event remaining to occur in history is the return of the Messiah, Jesus, the Son of Mary. And our Prophet has prophesied a number of events which will occur, which will culminate with that event. I am a student of international affairs. I have studied international affairs in 2 universities. I'm not talking out of my hat when I speak on Islamic eschatology. No, he said that there will be a great war. And unless you're eating your dinner and going home to sleep, the rest of us know that we are now on the brink of a great war.
Lately, the whole world has been facing a lot of changes, a lot of instances coming from economical crisis, pandemics, wars, and the so-called climate changes. What is the impact that has been brought by this chain of events on the human behavior and the whole society, the entire society as well?
Our Prophet has said that there are a chain of events, a timeline remaining in history. And in that timeline there is a great war which is coming. The Christians call it Armageddon. We Muslims call it the Malhama. And when that great war takes place, he said, after that, the next event to occur would be the conquest of Constantinople by a Muslim army. That war is coming soon after the Great War. When we conquer Constantinople, today they call it Istanbul. Our Prophet said, we will conquer Constantinople, a Muslim army. And now I am telling the Albanian Christian people, and they will be very happy to hear it. The Greeks will be even happier, that when we conquer Constantinople, we will return Hagia Sophia to those to whom it rightfully belongs. So these are events which are now taking place and about to take place. This is how we know we are close to the end. Yes, there is tremendous corruption in the economy of the world today. There is tremendous decay and corruption in the monetary system in the world today. I go in the market, I want to buy something, they quote me the price in euros. I'm in Albania. I'm not in Brussels, I'm in Albania, but they quote the price in euros. Who are you worshipping? Are you worshipping the Lord God or are you worshipping Europe? Why is there this phenomenon for the first time in history that millions and millions of people are running away from poverty and destitution and slavery, running to Europe because all the bread is here and they're starving there? What explains that starvation in the rest of the world? This is a unique phenomenon in history. It's the economic system that is bringing about this economic migration and this refugees are flooding into. And now Trump wants to build a wall. Wants to build a wall. Europe doesn't know what to do with the refugees. They're coming and coming and coming. They're coming from Turkey. They're coming through Bulgaria. They're coming from Africa, they're coming from Pakistan. People who think must ask why. The answer is there. They are the ones who have brought about an unjust economic system and monetary system, which is resulting in poverty, destitution, and slavery in the rest of the world. And that's shameful.
Sheikh, do you suggest or do you have a solution to this problem?
Yes.
The
solution is for all the poor and destitute of the world to come and inundate these people who are living in wealth because they're stealing the wealth of the world. It's a system of legalized. This is the solution. They will not listen, they will not understand that they have imposed an unjust economic system until there are millions and millions and millions of the poor in their land. So let them come. Let them come. Open the doors and let them come.
What do you think nowadays, in today's society, what is the role of the religion? In what state is the religion now that we are in 2023?
It is a pity. It is a pity that our religious scholars do not proclaim the truth with courage and integrity. If we were proclaiming the truth with courage and integrity, our people would not be brainwashed. Who are those who are best suited to build a just society? Is it a politician? Are the politicians the best of us? No. The best of us are those who have knowledge, who have experience, and who have character. You can't buy them. No, not with euros and not with US dollars. If Albania has men and women who are men and women of knowledge, knowledge first of all of the truth, and who have experience, and they are people of character, these are the ones who should guide and build society, not politicians who can be bought and sold with US dollars and euros.
From this very premise, the state of the religion, can you make a prediction on the occurrences that might happen in the near future? Are there chances to find traces on what you call the Dajjal and the Christianity calls Antichrist?
Well, first of all, one of the things that I'm doing is traveling around the world. I have been traveling now for almost 6 months. I just spent a wonderful time in Bulgaria. I enjoyed myself in Bulgaria. And now I'm in Albania. I'll be in Birmingham soon, and then I'll be in Brussels and Rotterdam. And wherever I go, I plant the seeds of truth, hoping and praying that they would fertilize, and another generation of scholars would emerge, Christians as well as Muslims, who will have the courage to proclaim the truth regardless of consequences. If we can produce such scholars, from our present group of scholars we have, if we can get those who can emerge, who will have the capacity to use the truth in the Quran and the scriptures to understand the world today, and then to respond to the challenges of the modern age with the truth which is in the scriptures, we can change society. This is why I keep on traveling. I was here 2 years ago, and you interviewed me 2 years ago, and since then I've still been traveling. We can have a better tomorrow when we understand it is the Antichrist, who today wants to rule the world from Jerusalem. And it is from him that we got Pax Britannica. And then after Pax Britannica came Pax Americana. This is not something that fell out of the sky. You're talking to someone who has expertise in international politics. Pax Britannica, Pax Americana are meant to prepare the way for the Jews to rule the world from the state of Israel. That is the master plan. And then whenever you hitch your wagon to this Euro train. You want to be a part of the European community. Well, let me tell you, you're in bad company, because you now will become a friend and ally of the oppressor state of Israel. That is where the Antichrist wants to take you. I don't think either the Christians or the Muslims of Albania want to be on a train that is heading for Jerusalem to become friends and allies of an oppressor state of Israel.
So, if we take the train to Israel, what are we going to face? What are we going to find?
You're going to be in bad company. The Lord God will destroy the oppressor, and Israel is an oppressor. If you can't understand and recognize that Israel is an oppressor, you're brainwashed. You're brainwashed. Israel is an oppressor, and I have no fear in proclaiming the truth. Israel is an oppressor, and those who are afraid to say that should go back to school.
And another question, Gog and Magog, the two tribes. From your perspective, from your point of view, are they to be found amongst us?
You are going to so many different subjects in 20 minutes.
we want the full package.
The subject
it is rare to have you.
The subject of Gog and Magog is in the Quran. And they are human beings. And they are human beings who have been endowed by the Lord God with power. Only He can destroy them. But they use power to oppress. And Dhul Qarnain built a barrier thousands of years ago, and they could not penetrate it, they could not scale, so the world was safe. But when the Lord God brought down that barrier in the lifetime of our Prophet, Allah's blessing be upon him, then the Quran says that they would spread out all over the world. And this is, listen carefully, they will spread out all over the world. And with their indestructible power, they will take control of power all over the world. And they will use that power to corrupt and to destroy and to oppress. Then they will bring the Jews back to Jerusalem. Today the Jews are back in Jerusalem, and they have recovered a state of Israel. Who brought them back? The answer, Gog and Magog brought the Jews back to Jerusalem to reclaim it as their own. And therefore, from the Quran, we can identify that Gog and Magog are those who control power in modern Western civilization, and people in Albania who have some sense in their head would not want to embrace Gog and Magog.
One last question. The last one. I promise.
Until next time.
Many have found that your discourse have led or has prompted the so-called conspiracy theories. Do you have an answer to all of your critics?
I don't have time for rubbish. I do not have time for rubbish. I am a scholar. I have attended 5 universities. I have written about 36 books. And I'm universally welcome around the world. People hold me in high esteem for my Islamic scholarship. So I don't have time for rubbish.
Thank you.
You're welcome.